I'm not going to make this very hard for you today, but I'm going to teach you something today. If you will subject yourself to learning. Let me preface what I'm going to say by saying this. If you are the type of person that can't be taught anything, I hate to use the word narcissism, but there are some that are narcissists, people who think that they know everything and can't be told or taught anything, and won't allow you to teach them anything without them talking over you and trying to express that they are where you are or even greater than where you are. Something's wrong with that person. I hope that this is not you. So please learn something. If you know it already, fine. And if you don't, open yourself to learn. It's real simple. You know, for years, at least probably for the past 10 years or more, it has come into the world fruit that has no seeds. You can buy them in your supermarket, fruit with no seeds. Grapes, watermelon, and so on. But buyers, consumers, beware. These fruit are not healthy. I'm going to tell you why. I was inspired to do this video, first of all, by Dr. Bobby Price. He did a video on the same thing. He has a larger platform than I do, but I was already aware of this. So now I'm going to piggyback off of what he did. A male and a female both have seeds. The seed of the male is the sperm. The seed of the female is her egg. You need both seeds to reproduce life. Stop. Now, when God originally made man, he created trees, plants, and fruit, vegetation. If you read the first chapter of Genesis, you'll see it. Fruit is supposed to have seeds in it so that it can reproduce its kind. But here in recent years, not too recent, 10 or 20 years, an agro chemical company, namely Monsanto being the main one, altered the fruit that contains seeds and in some kind of methodology extracted the seed or the ability of that fruit to even bear seeds anymore. So let me tell you this. Did you not know that the seeds of a fruit contain all of the valuable nutrients in order for that seed to produce another tree or another plant? Think about it. So now, if an apple falls from a tree and is not plucked and eaten, it hits the ground, it breaks down, it will grow another tree. The same thing is true with any other fruit that has seeds. If it's not eaten, it's going to hit the ground. Those seeds are going to end up in the ground and reproduce the same tree because the nutrients are in the seeds. All of the vital elements are in that seed for that seed to reproduce that same plant or tree. Okay? So now, at one time, farmers, of course, they know this and knew this and understood this, and that is how they were able to continue to produce their products, if you will, their produce. So now, when you take the chemical company, the agrochemical company, let's say Monsanto again, for example, and you take the seeds out, the natural seeds that come with the plant and or the fruit out, it doesn't have a way of producing that plant or that fruit again. So they might say, well, it brought forth a convenience to the consumer. What do you mean? For thousands of years we've had plants and fruits that have had seeds. When did it ever become inconvenient to have seeds in your food or your fruit? So it's not inconvenient. We always knew what seeds in an apple and a peach or in watermelons were. It's part of the fruit. Okay? So now, someone in their finite knowledge decided, oh, we'll make it easier for the consumer so they don't have to worry about spitting seeds out and so forth. They did not disclose what was going to happen as a result of them going through this process of denaturing, which is what they did, denaturing that particular plant or fruit. Once you take the original seed out, all you have is the seed that the company, the agro company now, company has now created a seed that the farmer has to go buy now. So the farmer basically has lost the ability to grow that same plant or fruit. So now he or she has to go to the agro company now, the agrochemical company like Monsanto, to purchase his seeds to grow that same plant. But guess what? Once that farmer has to go to the chemical company to buy the seeds now, which means that he lost money and he has to spend money to buy seeds for the product that he used to get seeds free because it grew freely on his land. So now, once he buys the new seeds from the agrochemical company and he plants that, it's going to yield a product that doesn't have seeds. And so when it doesn't have seeds, there's no life there, because the original seeds don't exist anymore. This is a hybrid or a fake watermelon or a fake apple or a fake orange or whatever the fruit is. It's going to be an artificial plant. It might taste good, it might look good, but it's not the plant in its totality, in its completeness. It's not whole. So now, let me further add this. Once that farmer, even if it's an industrial company planting this, let's say it's an industrial company that's planting these farms or setting up these farms, as it were, since these are not real watermelons, even though they look like it, even though they're not real peaches, or they're not real plums, even though they look like it. Nature knows nature. So when insects look at those or approach those plants, they know that they're not real. So the original plants that the insects would come to, it's not them. They said that's not a real this or that's not a real that. So the insects attack those vigorously because they realize that it's not real. So now you have an infestation of insects attacking these fake plants or fake fruit. So that means that these chemical companies have to come in and heavily spray those plants with chemicals to kill the insects. And usually they use something called Roundup. The chemical name is glyphosate, or some like to say glyphosate. It's a chemical nevertheless, and it's harmful to human beings for consumption. So they're using Roundup or glyphosate, if you will, to kill these insects, okay, that's on these plants. And guess what? You cannot rinse it off with water. You cannot use water and brush it off. When you take it home to feed it to yourself and your family, it absorbs inside the fruit. And guess what? The final result is going to be, you have a carcinogen that lives inside that fruit now, it's not the real fruit anymore. So what are you saying about carcinogen, brother teacher? It's a cancer-causing fruit now. So seedless fruits of any sorts sprayed with chemicals, guess what? It makes you susceptible to cancer now, because it's not the real thing. I hope you take this to heart. I hope I have explained it well enough to you in this particular video. I did it sort of abruptly, but anyway, seedless fruit is not convenient. Seedless fruit instead is dangerous. So if you can go to a farmer's market or your nearest farmer's market where you can still acquire fruit that still has seeds in it, you hit a gold mine. Do your research. And may Yahweh bless you and keep you. So long.